Greetings YouTube and welcome back to another vlog. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm not doing too bad myself, but yeah, the reason why I've not been doing a vlog for a while, that I've not done one for coming up to a month, it's because I don't know, I've had a lot of stuff going on, and I've tried to have a day where I can do it and have peace, as in like I want to have a day where I'm not busy and where my neighbour isn't doing work to the house. I mean, thankfully, as I say, I'm not doing anything today. The bad news is my neighbours are still doing like work. So if you hear any drilling in the background or the dogs barking like crazy, then you'll know why. Unfortunately, I've tried to look for a day where I want to do it where I want to make a vlog where I'm not getting disturbed by neighbours, but I'm like, fuck it, my patience has ran out. So I'm going to do a vlog today, and voila, that's what we've got today. So yeah, but like I say, I hope everyone's doing fine because yeah, the weather's a lot warmer now. I just had to hurry my glasses. Not sure how that's happened, but yeah, cats. Because like I say, I've got two cats. Well, like I say, I it's coming up to a year now since my other cat passed away though. So like I say, so yeah, it's coming. I say it's coming up to a year. So yeah, as I say, it's gone by quickly. But like I say, it still hurts. But onto positive stuff. So yeah, the positive thing is I've got one pickup only. But as I said, I needed to sort something out, and I did. Um, last vlog I did, I bought two games for the Sega Master System, but I didn't have a Master System to play it on. So yeah, I managed to sort myself out a Sega Master System, and it's the Model 2 Master System. The prices for the Model 1 were a bit too high for my liking, so yeah, so it's a Master System 2, which of course, yeah, this one is the one with Alex Kidd the Miracle World built in. So because I already had Sonic the Hedgehog, like I bought Sonic as one of the games, I thought it'd be pointless having a Master System with Sonic built in when I already owned the fucking game. But yeah, yeah, I paid about, I'm not sure, 45 quid, I'd say about 45. But yeah, yeah, so I've been playing on that. So yeah, yeah. So I've obviously I played Sonic on there, completed it. Then there was the Lucky Dime Cape with Donald Duck, which I'm trying to play through that. I mean, I'm not very good at it by any means, so I'm just trying my best to persevere. But yeah, I've been playing obviously Alex Kidd because that's the game that's built into it. So yeah, that's really it for the pickups because, like I say, that's the only thing. I've really had a lot of fun with it. I mean, I've got like there's a controller and like an RF cable. I mean, they're in the living room because I've been playing the Master System on there. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with that. But yeah, there's one thing I want to say though. I don't. This bugs the shit out of me. I mean, we know the game is Alex Kidd, but do you know what some people call it as, and it bugs the fuck out of me. Some people call it Alex the Kid. There's no the between Alex and Kid. It's Alex Kidd. Who the fuck is Alex the Kid? Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's but we know Sonic the Hedgehog is Sonic the Hedgehog, not Sonic Hedgehog. If you know, it just bugs me. Alex the Kid. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's one thing that has irritated me for a long time because I know some people like mention like the first games that they ever played on. So yeah. Hmm. But if they want to call it Alex the Kid, they can do. But it's not. But it's not it, is it? It's Alex Kid. Yeah, and that's enough for that. So right, that's enough for the pickup waffle, and yeah. So yeah, I've been watching the football, as you know. Yeah, Liverpool. Yeah, so yeah, wearing the old 2003-04 away shirt. So Yeah, but yeah, I'll talk about Liverpool and how we managed to like balls the title race up completely. And to be fair, it's our own doing. We can only blame ourselves for that. Because yeah, first, like I say, we played well. The things just went south when we lost 3-0 to Atalanta in the Europa League at Anfield. That's embarrassing. Yeah, we won 1-0 in the second leg, but it wasn't enough. It was still abysmal performance. I thought, you know what? Hopefully Liverpool should be able to pick themselves up. Like we then go and lose 1-0 at home to Crystal Palace, which, to be fair, that pretty much ended our title hopes completely. Which, I mean, I knew Liverpool weren't going to win the league this year, but I don't know. I was hoping for a bit more effort, and then I don't know. I don't. It's like as if our heads have been down, and that's that. Then we go and lose 2-0 to Everton at Goodison Park, and yeah, that's it. It just confirmed it. We're not winning it. So there was a lot of races between Man City and Arsenal, but Arsenal dropped points when Liverpool dropped points. So yeah, Arsenal lost 2-0 to Villa. I mean, they won a couple of other games, but I don't know. Man City, they're just not. They're not losing any games, are they? So yeah, on Sunday it's the final day of the season. Yeah, the title's going to go to the final day, but obviously it's going to be City winning it because they're playing West Ham at home. And like I say, West Ham, like I say, they haven't had the worst of seasons. They actually done all right, but recent form for them has been absolutely appalling. Like I know they had, I mean, in February they lost 6-0 at home to Arsenal. Not that long ago they lost 5-0 to Chelsea. I mean, if Arsenal and Chelsea can hammer the hammers, imagine what City are going to do on Sunday. So let's be honest with it, they're going to win the league. And the Arsenal, the only way that they can win the league is if Man City lose, is if they lose to Man City. Is if West Ham beat Man City and Arsenal to beat Everton. But let's be honest with you, Arsenal they'll beat Everton, but City will just absolutely trounce West Ham. And the thing is, Arsenal again, like I say, I knew City will win the league, but Arsenal, I don't know, they've down tools, just like many of the other big clubs. And then yeah, and then Liverpool, yeah, we managed to beat Tottenham 4-2. Like I say, we had a 4-0 lead, and then we very nearly blew it. Like Tottenham, Arsenal nearly blew a 3-0 lead against Spurs, which obviously Arsenal just about won that game 3-2. But yeah, I mean stuff like that. I know it's daft. So yeah, like I say, Arsenal will finish second. But you know what? I want to mention something about Arsenal as well. I mean, this isn't all Arsenal supporters. I mean, these are for. I'm talking. I mean, the minority couldn't give a shit. What they did the other night. Some of them, they decided to support Tottenham for one night because they were playing Man City. And the reason why they were doing that is because some of them were hoping that Tottenham would go and beat Man City. But if you've seen Tottenham recently, haven't they realised that? Yeah, yeah, a bottle job club supporting another bottle job club. I mean, what the fuck? Why would you want your arch enemies, your arch nemesis, to help you win the league? Nah, fuck that. I'm sorry. If you're a true Arsenal fan, you would never in your fucking life support Spurs for 24 hours. And then that Muppet Piers Morgan, yeah, he's an Arsenal fan, and there he is, like picturing himself in a Spurs shirt. I'm like, what? You're not an Arsenal fan. You're not. If you're an Arsenal supporter, you would wear an Arsenal shirt. You wouldn't wear Spurs. But yeah, supporting Spurs to try and stop Man City from winning the title. Yeah, you're absolutely out of your bloody mind. If you'd have been the likes of Aston Villa and Fulham, you wouldn't have ended up in that position. And it ended up backfiring because Spurs lost 2-0 to City. And you know what? They deserved it. But do you know But what makes it worse was there was some Spurs fans. They wanted some of them wanted City to beat them to stop Arsenal from winning the league. But guess what they've done? Because of how selfish they were, they've missed out on Champions League football. So it means they're going to play in the Europa League because they stopped because they pretty much they're going to play in the Europa League just because they were trying to stop Arsenal from winning the league. You're not a proper Tottenham fan. You're obviously if you dislike, obviously they have every right to dislike Arsenal. But for goodness sake, if you want success, try and play the Champions League. I mean, yeah, obviously it doesn't matter because they probably won't win either the Champions League or the Europa. But the Champions League will attract more players. It'll make them want to play for an English Premiership side in like the most prestigious competition. The Europa League is not, and so it means you sacrificed bloody Champions League football because you don't want Arsenal to win the league. Oh, it's just stupid. It's like how can I put it? It's like Rangers celebrating. It's like Rangers wanting to support Celtic for 24 hours. That's wrong. Like Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, AC Milan, Inter Milan. What fucking planet are you on? Listen, I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan for 20. Well, been Liverpool fan for like 25 years. And you know what? I would never, ever, ever, ever support Man United for 24 hours just for the sake of a league title. I'm being serious. I wouldn't, because, like I say, I would rather not win a league title than support the arch nemesis. Honestly, that's how much I dislike United. I mean, I haven't got a problem with Man United fans because, like I say, I've got quite a few friends who support them. But like I say, even they said they wouldn't want to support Liverpool or City because, like I say, the team that they want to concentrate on is a club that they truly support. You don't just go and change your football team for 24 hours and then revert. It's done. And obviously, the North London derby won't be the same again. Might as well be North London United. Because like Arsenal and Spurs were making an alliance. No, you don't do that. And obviously because of that, the North London derby will be it's ruined now. But yeah, like I say, City will win the league. And listen, say what you will, about them. I mean, I'm not too keen on them myself, but listen, they're going to win the league. So yeah, just be respectful, congratulate them, even if you may not like the way they do the business and all that lot. And they're still going on about some people are still going on about those 115 charges, as in like what the Premier League are proposing. Whether they get those, whether they get found out guilty, that's another question. But we should wait and see. But yeah, so because of that, Aston Villa have qualified for the Champions League because of Spurs losing. And you know what? That's the first time in my life that Villa will be playing in the Champions League. I've seen them play in the UEFA Cup when Gary, who was the manager, Martin O'Neill. Yeah, Martin O'Neill was their manager. When he had the likes of Gareth Barry, Ashley Young, James Milner. I'm trying to think who else was playing for Aston Villa then. John Carew. Yeah, they had a pretty good team, and they very nearly qualified for Champions League themselves. But the last time they played in the Champions League was when it was the European Cup. Yeah, obviously they won the European Cup in 1982. Yeah, but yeah, the last time they played it was 83, and he got knocked out by Juventus, who of course Juventus got to the final that year and lost to Hamburg. Kevin Keegan's Hamburg, would you believe, because he was playing for them then. So yeah, so congratulations on Aston Villa for getting top four. Honestly, what Emery has done is fucking brilliant. There's no ifs or buts about it. When he took over from Gerrard, they were in a bit of a relegation battle and they just shot up the table. They just absolutely shot up. Just wow. And I hope he's the manager of the year. I really do. But guess what? I know what the Premier League are going to do. Oh, we'll hand it to Pep Guardiola because they won the league. What are they expecting Aston Villa and all that lot to be like Man City? It'll end up being Pep as manager of the year, but I hope it's Emery because I mean I'm a fan of Pep Guardiola. There's no ifs and buts about it. Probably the best coach in the world, but did he seem to be disrespecting some of the other like underdogs that you would least expect? And like I say, it should be Emery. It has to be Emery, but unfortunately, it isn't. Unfortunately, I don't think it will be, but it should be. Listen, I know Man City are the best team in England, but for goodness sake, people, stop fucking wanking off to them, okay? Just show some of the other managers a bit more respect. Gary O'Neill for Wolves, he deserves respect too. But unfortunately, his team have been robbed of points that they thoroughly deserve because of VAR. And speaking of that, apparently they're going to scrap it in the Premier League, and I think they should because it's fucked up. I know, but people are going to say, "Oh yeah, but it isn't VAR. That's the problem. It's the people that are using it," which it is. But obviously, I think they should scrap it because it's clearly obvious that they're not going to learn their lessons. I mean, obviously, you're still going to show. There's obviously you're still going to see refs and officials show bias towards particularly teams, especially if it's a team that were light blue and white shorts. If you know, you know. But like I say, it's Jesus Christ, got a bit of an itchy leg. Not what I was planning on doing, but yeah, scratching my leg like God knows what. Yeah, there you go. The itch is gone. But yeah, so yeah, they're gonna scrap VAR in the Premier League because, like I say, it's just not fucking working. And people thought it would help the game, but evidently it hasn't. But it's weird though. It works perfectly in cricket. It works perfectly in rugby. It works well in some of the other football leagues from across the world, like the Bundesliga in Germany, which Bayer Leverkusen won their first ever Bundesliga title, and they've not lost a single game at all. They've not lost a single game in any of the competitions that they've been in. Imagine if they're imagine if they could go and do an unbeaten season like Arsenal did 20 years ago. So yeah. But okay, I'll go back to Tottenham because their manager Ange Postecoglou, he was not happy at all with the atmosphere in the stadium on Tuesday night because some of the Spurs fans were like supporting Man City. Yeah, the atmosphere in that stadium was awful, and yeah, Ange, yeah, he said he didn't like it at all. He was not happy with his players and all that lot. And some reckon Spurs deliberately lost to City. In my opinion, I don't think they did deliberately lose, but they definitely didn't show the passion that you would expect from a team like that, especially in this time of year. Listen, May is like the most pivotal time in the Premier League. Like teams are fighting for league titles, fighting for Champions League places, and fighting to stay, uh, fighting for their lives. So yeah, well, Sheffield United and Burnley are already relegated. Luton, despite giving it a bloody good attempt, unfortunately, it's too late for them. And you know what? And I think they should be fine. So that's really it on the football front. As I say, it's just been it's just been a mad few weeks, hasn't it? For most teams. But yeah, Manchester United. I mean, what an absolute shit season they've had. But it's funny though. People are making excuses. Oh yeah. Oh, but we've had more injuries than everyone too. No, you haven't. You've had pretty much the same amount of injuries as any other team. Liverpool, we've had injuries, but that meant, sorry, my neck was a bit stiff then. But yeah, what I was going to say was, yeah, we've had our injuries, but at least we've actually won a cup. Probably not the one that we would have liked though, which is the Carabao Cup, League Cup. We don't know why they changed the fucking name of it all the time. I remember it was like the Littlewood Cup, the Milk Cup, the Carling Cup, Worthington Cup. It's a League Cup. Just leave the fucking title of it alone. The FA Cup is still the FA Cup and all that lot. But I mean, I remember when the Champions League used to be the European Cup, and the UEFA Cup used to be. Well, the UEFA Cup is now what the Europa League is. So yeah, but yeah, United. What the fuck's going on with them? Yeah, losing 4-0 to Crystal Palace. I mean, what the hell's going on? I mean, I know United haven't had bad. I know they've not had a great season. In fact, it might even be probably the worst season of the Premier League era. Yeah, in the Premier League, they finished no lower than 7th. That was our season with David Moyes, who obviously they tried their best with him, but yeah, but with Ten Hag, it's just not working. The excuses that their team comes up with, it's unbelievable. Like I say, every other football team's had their problems, but you don't hear them whinge about it. And then there's just people that just accepting mediocrity. Listen, Manchester United are the most successful club in English football. A team like that, a team like that should not, I repeat, should not be accepting mediocrity. My club, Liverpool, we shouldn't be accepting mediocrity either. Yeah, some of the football we had to endure under Roy Hodgson and Brendan Rodgers, it was rubbish. And unfortunately, the board took him too long to actually sack him, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, when Klopp came in, yeah, obviously we had a bit of a transitional period, but you can see the progress that he was making. Like, I mean, his first season that we took over from Rodgers, yeah, we were in a bit of a shit position. Yeah, how the hell did what Klopp did in that first season, not his full season, was remarkable. Yeah, an eighth place finish in the Premier League wasn't great at all. Let's be honest with you, but we managed to get us to a League Cup final, only to lose to Man City on penalties. We got to the Europa League final, lost to Sevilla. But if we'd kept if we'd kept Rodgers, we probably wouldn't have even finished below. We probably wouldn't finished above anything like 11th or 12th. If that was just shocking. Then his first full season, we go and finish fourth. We finished fourth place on the final day of the season, and then we qualified for the Champions League, which is absolutely insane. The following season, another fourth place finish on the last day of the season. Got to the Champions League final. I don't know how. Lost 3-1 to Madrid. Then the next season, we miss out on the league title by a single point to City. Go on to win the Champions League final against Spurs. Not the greatest final, but but that comeback against Barcelona, honestly, I will never forget that for the rest of my life. Honestly, it's like I don't. It's like I don't know. For me, probably the greatest ever night at Anfield. I remember Olympiacos back in 2004, but that against Barcelona, when we were 3-0 down, to come back and win 4-3, oh my goodness, that just eclipsed it eclipsed in every single way possible. I mean, Barcelona, obviously they have players like Messi, Neymar was at PSG. I don't know why I'm saying Neymar. Who else was 2019? I mean, Messi was fantastic. Suarez, yeah, he was still there. I mean, Coutinho left Liverpool to go to Barcelona. It backfired on him. Yeah, but I don't know how we managed to pull that back. Just wow. Then the following year, 2020, we go and win our first ever Premier League title, first title since 1990. The next season we didn't win anything, but we got close. 2022 was a league cup and an FA Cup double. Uh, Last year we didn't win anything. We finished fifth, and then this year we just won the Carabao Cup. But yeah, what Klopp has done to Liverpool in that amount of time that he's been here has been absolutely remarkable. And it's his last game for the Reds on Sunday. So yeah, so he's going. So obviously he's leaving Liverpool, and I reckon he's probably going to take a hiatus before going back into managing a football club or whoever. Yeah, but like I say, it's his choice at the end of the day, and I respect everything that he's done for Liverpool. He's the best manager I've seen during my lifetime, anyway. I mean, I wasn't around when Liverpool were dominating in the 70s and 80s when you had Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, um, Kenny Dalglish. Yeah, obviously phenomenal. The 90s wasn't a great time for Liverpool. After winning the league in 1990, the team just wasn't the same again. So, I know, but yeah, we had like an FA Cup with Souness in 1992 against Sunderland. But yeah, the football that Liverpool played during the 90s wasn't great, but you know what? But like I say, it happens to every football club. You go through their periods of dominance, then you go through a period where things aren't going quite so well, and then, like I say, it just peaks and troughs. That's all it really is. So yeah, but for me, yeah, that was so mad, though. I mean, that for me was almost up there as winning the Champions League in 2005 against AC Milan. Probably the greatest moment of my life. Not just as a Liverpool fan, but in general. It's like I know people remember those moments for the rest of their life. It's like when United won the domestic treble in 1999. Some people still talk to this day about the '99 final against Bayern Munich, and rightly so. Like I said, do you remember that? Some people they remember their first car. What else did you remember? Do you remember the first album or single they ever bought? Yeah. Do you remember the first job? Uh, the don't know the first girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Um, the first head. I don't know, but anyway. What else shall we talk about? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna mention something about the standard of driving. I've talked about stuff like that, but on the roads, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. It really is. People are like treating every single road. Not everyone, but you have these idiots. They'll treat the road like as if it's the Monaco Grand Prix or Silverstone. It's not. And I question myself, how on earth have these people got a driver's license? What did the driving instructor hmm, what did the hmm, what did they give the driving instructor a sloppy blowjob, or did the learner get one from the instructor? I don't know. You'd like to know how you get these driver's license. Like some people, they just get it from pure luck, and then they just treat all the other motorists as if it doesn't matter. You have people like constantly up your ass. Like they do it to learner drivers, forgetting that they were a learner themselves. Yeah. It's just absolutely stupid. Yeah, yeah, you have people like brake checking you for whatever reason to try and get some money out of you. Like, yeah, you can fuck right off. But I bet you But I bet you, if they were to retake the driving test, I bet you any money they'll pass it. They'll be perfect, and then once they pass it, they'll get away by driving like complete and utter animals, causing God knows how much havoc for the other motorists who just want to get home nice and safe. Some people they just don't want to feel intimidated on the road. Like I mentioned with learner drivers, because some of them are up the learner's ass. It makes them probably some of them want to drive, but it'll ruin the experience for them. Where it's like if they don't want to go behind the vehicle ever again, which is a shame. But I know people. But as I say, but no, I noticed that I say women drivers are just as bad as men. I've seen it. I know. mm, Yeah, the way some people like speed. Oh yeah, I know they create scenarios up in their brain, like they're creating like they're creating imaginary race courses. Yeah, yeah. Are they trying to beat a personal best? Like, oh yeah, let's see if we can get to Asda in less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna try and get a 4:59 or something like that. Yeah, they're doing like it's like as if they're doing time trials. What the fuck are they playing? Gran Turismo, Crash Team Racing, or I don't know. And then you have those ones like drive through red. It's blatantly red. It's been red for about 5 seconds. If it's only just turned red and you have no time to react, then fair enough. But you see like 3 or 4 cars going like straight through when it's been red for like 5 or 10 seconds. And then does some do. Some slam on the brakes, like they slam on the brakes so that they get through the set of traffic lights and you don't. It's just absolutely stupid. And then what's annoying is the amount of 4x4s on the road is absolutely ridiculous. You have people who have them for vanity reasons rather than like doing it for like the job, or they have kids, or they have like pet dogs where they have to take them out with. But yeah, there's some people just want certain cars because they want to, I don't know, they want to keeping up with the Joneses, as they say. Oh yeah, my mate's got a Beamer, so I've got to have one myself. Oh yeah, it's a 3 Series. Oh, we don't want the 3 point. We don't want the 318. We want the two. We want the 325i or whatever. Or it has to be. They want it to be like the top range one. You know, the credit cards maxed out. Yeah. Oh yeah, like a VW Golf. Oh yeah, we don't want a Golf. It has to be a Golf GTI or an R32. I'm like, how on earth do some of these people get the money from to earn such stuff? I wonder if they, like I say, with some people, I wonder what kind of jobs they do. Some of them you're thinking it might be a little bit suspicious, a drug dealer, I don't know. I know some people they drive normally, and then all of a sudden they put their phone down. They put their foot down because they got a fucking text message from the missus or whatever. I know. Oh yeah, they probably get a text. Hey, do you want a Chinese for your tea? And you're like, fucking get on there, like, yeah, just put your foot on the accelerator. Hmm. Yeah, it's just absolutely stupid. Hmm. I know, and then you have those like obviously define people for being on their mobile phones, yeah, because some people that I've seen, yeah, they drive with their phone like welded to their ear pretty much, and there they are doing that, and they're the ones like, oh, there's no police about, yeah, I can get away with it, yeah. So, but if some people question them about it, a few do get a bit arsy and they get a bit mardy. Oh, I've not been caught. Not yet, you haven't, but you never know. You might get pulled over by an undercover police car. You might just think it's an old vehicle. Yeah, so you'll get the fright of your life when you get pulled over. Yeah, but the thing is, they make it so blatant that they're holding a device to their hand. But yeah, I mean, it's bad enough seeing people glued to their phones all the time, but seeing them glued to their phones whilst driving, that's just insane. I don't know. Hmm. What the hell's going on? I mean, I know years ago you could smoke in your cars, but like I said, you stopped doing that. People still do that somehow, and then some people still get away with like vaping. You're still putting something into your lungs that shouldn't be there. I mean, with cigarettes, you pretty much you know what you're putting into your lungs. With vapes, you don't know. And people have actually, I mean, I know people have died from smoking, but I don't know. At least with cigarettes, at least you know what you're putting in. At least you know what's in your lungs. Whereas vapes, it could be all kinds of like chemicals, toxic, and all that. And then you seen like kids of like 12 or 13 years old smoking them. Yeah, I know some shops like banning selling them from kids, but obviously there's a few that who will get away with it, which is against the law. I think it's illegal anyway. Yeah, it's absolutely illegal, but they'll still do it. I know, and apparently they're gonna ban people like if you were, if you were born before what year? I don't know, 2009 to stop smoking. And well, dude, I mean they're gonna ban people who were born from like 2009. Ban people from smoking who were born from like the year 2009. So you'd be 15 years old. But the thing is, they'll probably still smoke anyway because they'll probably get someone who's they'll probably get a family member or like an older sibling to buy them fags anyway. Yeah, they'll still find a way to smoke anyway. Oh yeah, these bans. All these bans make no bloody difference at all because obviously they're gonna find a way to bypass it. It is just it's just mad times we're living in. Mad times. So yeah, that's like a little bit of a rant that I'm going on with. But I'm not done. So yeah, the other yesterday I think it was I was watching Mark Goldbridge stream FIFA and it did well EAFC 24 and the thing is I don't play FIFA anymore because of how fucking buggy the game is. Yeah, the game on him it bugged out. Yeah, yeah, there he was like yeah, he plays the likes of I don't. You can play someone like Man City or Liverpool can beat them, but game against like Middlesbrough or whatnot, you struggle. But yeah, there was one game he was playing. It was like it was a Champions League like knockout game against Club Rouge. Yeah, he was playing against them, and no matter what he did on the game, he just couldn't beat. He just couldn't do a penalty shootout. He just kept losing penalty shootouts. It's happened to him a few times, but like I say, and then people in the chat, let's be honest with you, they were not fucking helpful at all. They were criticizing him, and there some of these people are accepting bugs in games. I'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, what was happening was no matter which way Mark went to shoot the ball, the penalty, the keeper went the right way, no matter what. Like I said, if he goes left, the keeper blocks it. If he goes right, the keeper blocks it. If he shoots down, he blocks. Doesn't matter which way, doesn't matter which direction he's going. And people say, "Oh yeah, but look at the way look at which way the the goalie moves their head. It doesn't matter which way they move their head. They kept saving their penalties whilst the other team just scored penalties perfectly. It didn't matter which way he went when he tried to save the penalties because the computer it just kept outsmarting him. And people said, quite a few people said that it's happened to them, God knows how many times, even on some of the lower difficulty. And then people criticizing him for playing the game on like semi-pro or professional. If he wants to play a game on that level, let him. He's not one of those ones. I get a little bit irritated when people are like, oh, but I'm good on world class. Yeah, I'll tell you why you're good on world class. It's because you've never had a fucking girlfriend to give you a fucking rim job. That's why. And I don't know. I'm probably talking on my ass. Listen, go touch some grass. Get some. I don't know. Go to the pub. Get shit faced. It's more fun than just staying on FIFA all day. Like, yeah. Complain about how other people play. Oh, I'm the best at this game. I'm the best at that. You're not the best. You're probably the best at being an obnoxious little twat who has no sense of reality other than a video game. Like I say, I enjoy video games, But I'm like, but I only play it if and when I got the time. I'm sort of like, I'll just play it casually. I'm not one of these fucking hardcore ones who will spend like 12, 13 hours a day just playing the same shit game over and over again. That's full of bugs and glitches. And they're calling it good games. And the thing is, they've not played games, they've not experienced games that were like released for like the Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, NES, Commodore 64. I mean, yeah, fair enough, some of those games did have bugs, but they weren't like, but they weren't like, but games like that, at least they didn't have to rely on fucking DLC and the microtransactions. If you bought the game, the game was full. If the game had bugs, so be it. But at least it's not but at least it's not bugs that hamper the experience, because sometimes there are some bugs that actually make the game more enjoyable, whereas nowadays they're not. And the companies are just accepting allowing to release games that are broken, and then they try and like repair it with some of the DLC and updates. And after time, the updates actually make the game worse. And there's people saying, "Oh yeah, they're trying their best." Is EA, the fucking the scumbags. They're absolute scumbags. They used to make good games. The FIFA games used to be absolutely fantastic on like the Mega Drive, PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3. But like the modern ones, they're just full of bugs, glitches, and all that lot. And it's just not enjoyable to play. Even that, what's that one that PES game or eFootball, whatever the hell that's called. That's full of weird bugs and glitches too. And people will happily pay 60 quid for a game. I mean, it's not. I mean, even people who bought games on the Commodore 64 full price games like 9.99 and all that, even they felt robbed. But for people who will pay like 60 quid for it, not including the transactions and the DLC that comes with it, I mean, not the bloody mess that people accept nowadays. It's just absolutely stupid. That's me. Yeah, yeah. Pollen's quite high today. But yeah, it's just stupid. People will accept broken games. They're accepting mediocrity. They're accepting like some Man United fans, not all, but yeah, some ones who weren't around when Fergie was manager. Some people accepting like they're accepting mediocre football. They're accepting mediocre music, accepting mediocre movies. I won't even say mediocre because that's probably yeah, and that's it. They're just going for what's popular instead of rather using their fucking noggin and thinking for themselves. Oh yeah, we just got to do what society wants, not what society needs, because wanting and needing are two completely different things. So yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to. It shouldn't be that hard to decide between wanting and needing, but it is now. It makes no sense. Like say like there's hardly any decent music anymore. There's hardly any decent video games. Hardly any decent movies. I mean, yeah, obviously there's the odd occasion where something will surprise you, but it's a lot. It's it's a lot less compared to what it used to be. That's for sure. I don't. It's like people accepting mediocrity and calling it good. Well, I don't even know what they want. Mm, I just don't even know anymore. But yeah, I'd say the worst now is games and music. I know a lot of songs now in the charts, they sound the exact fucking same. They have done for the last 15 years, definitely. I mean, also there's the odd good, there's the odd few decent artists here and there. But then you have to go the long arse way and just do it for yourself. Whereas years ago in the charts, there was so much variety. You had variety in the 60s, well, the 60s obviously, you had like the Beatles, all these, you had the boy bands like Jerry and the Pacemakers. Um, then of course, I mean, then you had like you had the Kinks, obviously. Motown was a thing, yeah. Yeah, Diana Ross, Tom Jones, so many good artists like that. Then you go into the late 60s. You had like Jimi Hendrix and all them, like Pink Floyd. Then you go into the 70s where it was like, I mean, it was like glam rock and stuff like that. With Kiss, obviously, and yeah. Then there was other like British like rock bands like T Rex. Um, who else was there? I mean, Thin Lizzy, obviously. I'm gonna say them. Mud, Sweet. Who else were there? The, but like, and then you had some great female singers from the 70s, like well, obviously there's try to figure someone. Susie Quattro. Obviously, yeah, the Carpenters obviously got stuff like that. Um, uh, the new Seekers. I mean, and then obviously in the 60s, I mean, Mamas and Papas. Yeah, the 70s. I mean, there was so much variety. I mean, there was a lot of prog rock as well, like from Yes, Rush, and who else? Yeah, King Crimson. Yeah, stuff like that. Then the mid 70s. I mean, there's some more like electronic music, like Kraftwerk, Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, I mean, disco was a thing as well. Yeah, obviously you had like Chic with Freak Out. Yeah, which is of course we got you got Nile Rodgers on bass, absolutely fantastic. Um, yeah, disco obviously. Well, ABBA, obviously ABBA, Queen. Who else were the big in the 70s over there? Um, I don't know where David Essex. So and then obviously the late 70s, they're moving into like new wave stuff like that, and punk, and the dogs are barking next door, so ignore them. So yeah, punk music. Yeah, the Sex Pistols, the Undertones. Who else was the Buzzcocks? Obviously, Susie and the Banshees and stuff like that. The 80s, obviously new wave like Duran Duran, Spandau Ballet, uh, Haircut 100. I mean, there was a lot of like interesting new wave bands. I mean, yeah, you had Joy Division though, and then of course, so I mean, some of their members would end up forming New Order. Like I say, they formed New Order not long after the passing of Ian Curtis, because as I say, he took his own life not long after the song "Love Will Tear Us Apart Again." Yeah, other new waves. I mean, there was well, Soft Cell, yeah, Mark Almond, yeah, ABC, and then obviously I forgot to mention Two Tone, where you had the specials. Who else were there? You had the specials. Madness, obviously, Scar, and all that sort of music, which I do like that sort of music. And then you had like then obviously then we had like yeah, Fun Boy Free, of course, yeah, yeah, Terry Hall as well, like he was in the specials, and the Color Field, yeah, because then you had like Banana Rama. Like I say, their earlier stuff was actually quite good. Then they sounded a bit generic, like very Stock Aitken and Waterman like, which of course the Stock Aitken and Waterman's music was like was so popular in the 80s. Like obviously they gave us like Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan, Brother Beyond, who fucking wank. Rick Astley, let's be honest, there's nothing wrong with Rick. Say what you will about Rick. I know. Listen, yeah, everyone laughs about, it, but secretly everyone likes Never Gonna Give You Up. Let's be honest with you. Um, obviously you had like a lot of good female singers. Sade, of course. Smooth Operator, Your Love Is King, Sweet as Taboo. I mean, there's some good songs like that. And then there's well, Whitney Houston with I Want to Dance with Somebody. But yeah, one thing with the 80s though, even though there's some great songs, a lot of the number ones were absolute shit, like Star Trek and Star Trekking Across the Universe. I mean, and then there's like, I'm trying to think of some other songs that were shit. Yeah, The Only Way Is Up by Yaz. Fuck off. That song is absolute rubbish. Like I say, there were some songs that should have got to number one, but they didn't because a song that was like worse. Like Aussie 1981, we probably the worst example is this is that obviously Vienna by Ultravox got to number two. It was stopped because of Shadow of Your Face. I mean, what the fuck? That is like one of the biggest crimes against humanity. And yet Vienna actually sold more copies, but didn't get to number one. Like I say, the lead singer of Ultravox, Midger, would have a number one hit in '85 with If I Was. So, they have a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, despite some absolute tripe by Starcake and the Waterman, I mean, still a great decade for music though with the '80s. With well, you got Tears for Fears and all that lot, Head Over Heels. But there are some people out there who prefer Head over Heels. If you know, you know. But and then of course like the '80s. I mean, there was like rave music started to come into it, like the very like and then as we go into the '90s, there was the Mad Chester scene, with yeah the Stone Roses, who of course absolutely phenomenal band, absolutely love them, and yeah they performed here in Witness. Oh sorry, my neck is a bit stiff today. But yeah, they performed here in Witness in Spike Island on the 27th of May 1990, which was huge. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal band. Yeah, obviously everyone knows the song "Fool's Gold." I want to be adored, but my favorite song by them, without a shadow of a doubt, has to be "She Bangs the Drum." But then there's other like bands around the time like the Charlatans, the Soup Dragons, and I mean there was who else were there? I'm trying to figure. Oh, in Spiral Carpies, in Spiral Carpets. I can't even talk today. My mind's gone haywire. But yeah, the '90s obviously there was like rave music, like The Prodigy. Then there was Euro trance music, like yeah, Two Unlimited with No Limit, Tribal Dance. Yeah, but a lot of people used to like Two Unlimited for Anita Doff. Like to be fair, I mean, if you've seen her today, I mean, you still would, wouldn't you? But anyway, that's enough for that. Yeah, I forgot to mention Madonna. Not the biggest fan of Madge, but like I say, she done a few good songs in the '80s and '90s, like well, like A Prayer or This Used to Be My Playground. I mean, that one's really good. Ray of Light. I mean, to be fair, that's probably my favorite song of hers. But I'm not a fan of Madonna to tell you the truth. It's just the odd one, two songs by her. Yeah, there was a lot of good, interesting, like American like singers and groups in the '90s. Who else? I mean, I mean, I thought some good ones. Alanis Morissette, obviously, Jagged Little Pill's one of the greatest albums ever created. So we'll mention that. I mean, you had the Fugees. Obviously, they did their version of "Killing Me Softly" and "Ready or Not." But yeah, but they had two fantastic members, and both, yeah, Lauren Hill and Wycliffe Jean would go on to make some incredible solo hits. Yeah, yeah, that album though, The Misdemeanor of Lauren Hill, brilliant. It's one of those albums that you not a single song that is skippable. But I mean, the '90s. But for me, when I think of the '90s, I think of Britpop. It's simple as that. I think of Britpop, like obviously Blur and obviously Oasis. Who I don't know, they're probably my second favorite band of all time, behind the Beatles, may I add. Yeah, my favorite album by Oasis is definitely Maybe. Though I probably have slightly more nostalgia with What's the Story Morning Glory because that was the one we played. You used to always hear that parents playing it on our hi-fi stereo. Yeah, when hi-fi stereos were like, well, were like they were fucking stacked. Like obviously there was like you had the two tape decks. Then you had like ones where you could like play up to like three CDs on the go. Then you had like massive fuck off speakers, and then some smaller ones, and then you had like the one where you could play like vinyl records on top. Yeah, and that's it. There's something like that. And then you have like the bass and treble settings, which, like I say, I always like stuff like that. When I listen to music, I like to have good bass and good treble. I like it when the sound is like smacking you in the face, like Chris Brown and Rihanna. Uh, okay, that's enough for that. But yeah, yeah, like speakers and everything. The whole house like shakes, like as if, like I say, an earthquake is like being an earthquake is around. But yeah, I'd say the 90s for that trance music was all the rage as well. Like especially around like 1998, 1999 sort of time. But what ruined the 90s though was the amount of shitty generic boy bands there were, and some of the pop songs. But yeah, here in the UK though, the 90s noticed had two of the longest serving chart as two of the longest serving songs that stayed at number one. Like in 1991, everyone knows Brian Adams. Yeah, Brian Adams was number one for 16 weeks in a row. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the song, of course. It's the one from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Yeah, yeah. Everything I do it for you. Yeah, that was number one. But it stopped so many other songs getting to that number one spot. And some of those other songs I thought were far fucking better. I mean, there were some songs that were shit, but like I say, yeah, he stopped Right Said Fred getting to number one with I'm Too Sexy. But it's weird though. That song was number one in America, number two over here. Though of course they would have a number one of their own here, Deeply Dippy. But there were other songs that should have stopped it getting number one. Like one of them is Heavy D and the Boys with Now That We Found Love. Yeah, it's a fucking tune that. But yeah, Brian Adams. The song that ended that run was The Fly by U2. Yeah, I'm not a fan of U2, so yeah. But yeah, the year I was born, which was 1994, saw the second longest serving UK number one of all time. There's the second longest. Brian Adams is still number one for the longest serving amount of time, 16 weeks. The song that pretty much took all of 1994, number one for 15 weeks, was Love Is All Around by Wet, Wet, Wet. Yeah, that song, like, was number one for pretty much the entirety of that year. But the funniest thing was 1994, even though that was the year I was born, it had some of the worst number ones to date. I think the only decent number one was Inside by Stiltskin. That's it. It was only number one for a week because it was in a Levi's advert. But the song that but the weird thing is before Marty Pello, do you know who were number one in the charts? Yeah, Manchester United with "Come On You Reds." Yeah, because United in 1994 did a Premier League and FA Cup double, and obviously it's "Come On You Reds" with Status Quo, and yeah, and all it is was they changed the lyrics to an existing song that Quo did, which is "Burning Bridges." But yeah, that was the song that was number one before Marty Pello took over for 15 weeks. And then the song that ended, well, what happened was Marty Pello, he was sick of his own song, so he decided to remove it from the charts. And you know what? I don't fucking blame it. I'll give him credit for that because I'm not the biggest fan of Wet, Wet, Wet. So I've got to give him credit where it's due. The song that had replaced it was even worse. And it ended up being the second best selling song of 94 in the UK behind Love Is All Around. And that is Saturday Night by Wakefield. Does anyone have a bucket? Because I'm going to throw up. And then these fucking dogs next door just shut the fuck up. And then 1999, I don't know, that for me was probably when music peaked. And then the 2000s happened. Now, don't get me wrong, the earlier part of the 2000s were pretty damn good. Like, there was like garage music, still some decent songs, and all that lot. And then the mid 2000s, there was a lot of like interesting like singers and groups coming from London. Obviously, you had Amy Winehouse, Lily Allen, and then you had like some other like there's a lot of like bands out there like the Kaiser Chiefs, of course, even though like I say the Kaiser Chiefs are from Leeds. You had them, the Zootons from Liverpool. I mean the Arctic Monkeys, of course, there was stuff like that. But like I say, it was good, and then it went downhill pretty damn fast from like around like 2007 or 8. In fact, to be fair, you can see the quality of music was declining. Some people probably noticed it from the year of 1989 or 1990. People said music just ended with the 80s. And like I say, people like Simon Cowell and all that lot, they fucking ruined music. Like I know they've made a fuckload of money from it, from like Pop Idol, X Factor, and all that shit. And then the 2010s and all that lot. No, absolute fucking shit. I mean, there's the odd good song here and there, but nowadays it's just people who just, oh yeah, I'm a famous singer because I got me fucking baps out on fucking TikTok. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Or some people, but I mean, I remember Paris Hilton. Yeah, I know she was a fucking porn star before she actually made her own bloody music. Yeah, that's how far music has fallen. I mean, but saying that in the 80s, I mean there was Samantha Fox, obviously, yeah, page three model, and of course she had a few hits made by maybe Stock Aitken and Waterman. But yeah, the music nowadays is absolute rubbish. They've run out of ideas, so they're plagiarizing old songs and making them worse. Like there are some songs that were shit back in 1999, like Eiffel 65, Blue, and David Guetta and some other fucking talentless tart decided, oh yeah, yeah, does that, yeah, everyone remembers our song. It was bloody awful. We'll go and make it fucking worse. But yeah, we like to play with people's nostalgia. Yeah, I mean, thinking nostalgic about some things is good, but it can also make you a bit fucking deranged. Yeah, that's it, absolute deranged. So yeah, but yeah, if I had to rank like decades of music, I'll just we from like the 1960s till the 2010s. So I'm gonna rank it from my favorite to least favorite. So obviously my favorite decade for music, if being honest with you, is the 90s. The 90s is my favorite. Second place, 80s. Third, probably um, the 60s. Obviously that. Fourth, the 2000s. More specifically the early 2000s. Then the 70s, and then. But I mean, I was saying that the 70s was still a very good decade, but I preferred some of the other ones from my personal point of view, anyway. And then like anything from like the 2010s, and now it's just absolute shit. Oh, but there's still good songs if you search. I haven't got the fucking time to look for up and coming artists. And like I say, some of the artists who I thought were modern are like been around longer than I expected, like Ed Sheeran and if I can even call him an artist. I mean, to be started off good and then just sold out. Coldplay, like I said, their first two albums, actually no, their first three albums were fantastic. After that, I lost interest. Like I say, I don't mind it when a band changes their style of music, but I don't like it when you have to change the style of music to fit with up and coming trends. You know, like I say, the Beatles, like I say, they transformed. They went into a more experimental band from like the album like Rubber Soul like onwards. Like I say, the earlier stuff, like I say, fantastic. But like I say, the stuff from like Rubber Soul and Revolver, I thought was the absolute best. Like I say, Experiment. hmm, I did think he lost the weight. If anything, it made them even better. Whereas some other ones, like, oh yeah, such a band used to make good music, but now you just listen to some of these artists and you're thinking, yeah, you're just making music for the sake of it. You know, if you clearly you're not enjoying it. If you don't enjoy it, just stop. You're rich enough. You're set for life. Stop making songs that you just clearly, obviously, you don't want to do. And the lyrics are something, like I say, which obviously half the time it sounds like they're written by someone else. They just sound the same boring stuff that we've heard time and time again. Like some people like brag about how much money they have, yeah, what jewelry they wear, what cars they wear. And you know what? Like I say, and some of them, like I say, I mean, I know people do talk about sex in the songs. It's been going on for decades, but nowadays they make it so blatant and obvious. Like Jesus Christ, even someone with an IQ, uh, in the like I say, of a decimal, can decipher them in no prob. Can decipher that in like less than a second. Like, cause he didn't listen to the way songs are going now. It's ridiculous. And some people they just want to make music for a quick buck. I mean, I don't know anymore. Like I said, I mean, yeah, there probably is still some good music around, but obviously you're not getting in the charts because obviously the charts now are different to how they used to be. Obviously, it's now based on downloads. So I don't have a look at like the UK top 40, and then like half of it's talk up by Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo or whoever the latest artist is. I mean, Dua Lipa. To be fair, actually, I don't mind her music. To be fair, and to be fair, she's quite fit. And if you got a chat up line, this is a terrible one. Yeah, yeah. Get your Dua Lipas round this. So that's that. But okay, I think I've rabbited on enough today. My voice is gone, and yeah, I've enjoyed doing the vlog. I know it's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit unprepared because it is what it is. That's me. That's how I roll. I won't write stuff down unless I feel as if I have to. So yeah, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. So anyway, I think I will call it an end here. I hope everyone has a good day or a good night, and I will see you all very soon. Sayonara.